So welcome to my case study, which has been going now for 30 weeks, where I'm looking at whether I can turn a progressive staking plan, which is essentially a Martingale system, into turning a loss into a profit just based on some random selections that I am taking. So let's jump in and see how we've gone this week. The case study rules, as always, are the selections essentially have a negative edge of about -1 to -3% on average. This is because I'm taking random selections overall, and the commission on Betfair, also known as the VIG in America, is essentially around that -1 to -3%. There is a very high number of bets that I'm doing with this, so I'm getting through essentially around 4,000 to 5,000 bets a week, and each test takes between 3,000 and 8,000 bets. So I need to get those bets on really quickly, so it's a lot of random selections going on. And there needs to be a maximum loss limit, otherwise it'll completely wipe out your bank. So I've set that loss limit at $1,000. When it goes over $1,000, doesn't mean it will always be exactly $1,000. And I've also set to take a profit when we get over $1,000. So the rules are essentially that I'm looking in the odds of 104 to 140, and I start increasing after a loss of 2 units. And then I basically increase by 3 times the bet, a little bit more than that, but essentially that is how it works. So if you want to see the rules and get a bit more details, you can pause it here and read all of the rules that I've been following. So the testing this week has been test 18. We lost $1,580.71, which has brought our running total back to $6,474.37, which is a slight loss from test 11 to test 18 overall. So we're down about $140, $150 in that range, which isn't too bad considering this does get up with some staking, and it's not really proving my theory that we should lose using this long term. Here's the metrics for test 18. I essentially had around 3,769 bets, and we lost $1,580. The outstanding loss to recover was almost $2,000. This is because we hit a fairly substantial losing run. The max bet size got up to about $1,800, which in the whole scheme of things isn't the largest bet size we've had and is about typical. In this case, it lost that bet. Had we won that bet, it was more likely that we would have hit the 1,000 profit. It seems to come down to just a few bets each series, and if it loses that bet, it obviously wipes you out, and if it recovers on that losing sequence, you obviously go on to make a winning test. So here is the chart. You'll see we were at least making a profit at some point. We were up about $300 or $400 there, and then it got very choppy, and unfortunately we lost a really large bet there of that $1,700, $1,800 bet, and it went from in profit all the way down to below -1,000. So at that point, the remaining bets that were on just continued to play out. So that's why there's a little bit left after we went past the 1,500, but no new bets were placed, and so we stopped. It's a very choppy chart, and as you can see, if we had actually won that bet, we would have continued up and we would have gone to 1,000. So what's next? I'm going to do at least 20 tests to have a good run at this. I've already been doing this for 30 weeks. This isn't a short-term, very quick thing to test. It does take quite a while each week to get through each test. So I'll run another 2 tests and then decide what we do, but at that stage I am thinking of just halting it and maybe either adjusting it and coming up with a new case study with a few new rules, or looking at a completely new case study to see what happens. But it's been an interesting ride, and we've got another 2 tests to run through. We're not going to end up at a loss after the 20 tests. That's probably not possible, but let's see what the profit will end up being. So thanks for watching. As always, if you do like the video, please like it so that other people can find the videos. And if you're not subscribed, I do run a few case studies at a time. If you haven't seen my other case study, I am looking at laying everything at $1.01 on Betfair, as well as $1.02. So if you haven't seen that video, I'll link it in the end screen, but please subscribe, and if you're having a bet this week, I wish you good luck. Thanks for watching.